Hey, hello there, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Um, Alexa said that to me earlier today. I wonder if she'll say that now. Alexa, what's the weather forecast?
In Sarnia, it's 27 degrees Celsius with cloudy skies. Today, you can expect some sun and thunderstorms, with a high of 28 degrees and a low of 19 degrees.
You didn't say it this time. Earlier, I asked for the weather, and she said Happy Monday. Alexa, Happy Monday.
Thanks. You too.
I thought I would get more than that from an AI that I paid for. Happy Monday, wherever you're watching from, and welcome to the show, everybody. As always, I'm David Burrows, your host here on the show, and great guests here today. As always, it's Happy Monday, it's Happy Tuesday every day. I just love every day for different reasons, right? I think a lot of people don't like Monday. Do you like Monday better now than you did 2 years ago, or even a year and a half ago? Or what do you think? All right. Here's something that I really am excited for, I can tell you, is that I am now officially able to, we're now streaming on LinkedIn Live. Today is the first day to be going live. I just got this is a process thing that you have to go through. And speaking of which, I want to make sure, I'm not live on there. Let's fix things up here so we're kind of live everywhere. There we go. Do it now. Now we're live there. Happy Monday from, Happy Monday from Carl Freeman in Oshawa. I always count on Carl to be here. How's things your way, Carl? I did see you earlier this morning. Thanks for that. What else we got going? So yeah, now we're streaming on LinkedIn Live. Pardon me. And this is a process. Let me clear. This is a process that's taken me 2 years to apply. You don't just get LinkedIn Live. It's been around for a few years, and you had to qualify and you had to apply. And I know nobody really knew what the criteria was, but I've been working on improving things. And about every 4 months over the last 2 years, I would apply again and then apply again. And today, at 11:54 a.m., I saw an email that says, "Congratulations, you're approved to go on LinkedIn Live." So there you are. Things just keep growing. And it's thanks to all of you and your support. The support comes from you being here and watching to help with the views, clicking the like button. And honestly, the most important button that you can click on anything for anybody is the share button. If you click the share button and share it to your Facebook or wherever else, and click the like, you click the love button. I mean, come on, give me some love. I know we like each other, but give me some love, will you? We can do that too. Clicking the share button is really most important, because it's about the people that are on the show and helping spread their message. That's the importance of clicking the share button, right? It's not really to help the show grow, although it does, but it's really about getting the message out of whoever is here on the show every week, right? This is episode number 501. Last week, celebrated 500 episodes. Didn't really celebrate. Kind of mentioned it. I'll be honest, it just kind of snuck up, and a few days before, I was like, episode 500. All right. Didn't really have a cake or anything. We did that for the 200th episode, I think it was. Or was it the 200th episode we had the roast? Yeah, Rob Jenkins and Aaron Zimmer and some others roasted me for the 200th. That's what that was. And then we had cake at Cheeky Monkey for the 250th. Oh, we didn't. Okay, so 500 episodes every week for the last, coming up on 10 years in November, right? We'll have a party for the one in November, whether that's public or virtual. We'll do something. We'll have some fun. Maybe we can get some past guests. I had some great guests over the past 10 years, including some rock stars. Maybe we can get some of the rock stars back here and some other people as well. We'll have to work on that. What do you think? All right, let's go to the comments. What else is going on? Happy Monday from Carl. Happy Monday back to you, Mr. Danny Cochamilio. Danny, how you feel? The OHL draft, boy, let's talk about that for a minute. And I am working on getting Taya Curry, the first female drafted in the OHL. This is exciting. and a goalie for the Sarnia Sting. The Sarnia Sting were the first to do it. She's really busy with a lot of interviews right now, but working on that one. I think it'd be great to have her here and talk to us. And of course, October slated for getting back to the OHL. I'm going to say there's other things that will happen if allowed. There's other things that will happen just before, other than the first day of hockey. That's all I can tell you right now. There's a lot of plans going on. Of course, it's a celebration, not just because we're getting back to hockey, but coming through everything we've come through to get back to it. People are ready. I know Danny Cacciamilio is excited because he gets to come back and join me live again and talk about the Sarnia Sting, right? Even though I know he's a Sioux Greyhound deep in heart, right? But it's okay. We'll still have you back, Danny. I appreciate that. So that's exciting. As 2020 being a challenging year and 2021 still having its challenges, I think we're really doing okay overall, considering, right? So, yes, Danny, I know you'll miss getting you and Jay Peckham can fight for the spot. We've actually got some interesting plans for how we're going to broadcast things live as far as my show goes with the Sarnia Sting. But that's, again, I'm teasing. That's about all I can say right now. But it is going to look a lot different, but it'll be a lot of fun at the same time. It'll be more engaging for the fans. I can tell you that for sure. So keep an eye out for that. And again, yes, this is today our first official live stream on LinkedIn Live. Very excited for that. Another milestone here at the show. And so for those of you watching on LinkedIn Live, welcome and thank you. And please click the like and the supports, all that stuff. It's always good to do that stuff. Okay. Let's get over to, I didn't prepare my share screen. There we go. Let's get that up here now. That's what happens when I'm on LinkedIn Live and I'm doing all these other things. Still can't afford my own producer though. I need help with that. But let's talk about some of the sponsors that have been here over many, many years. Philly Cheese Jake's always given us support. Thank you, Jake Chersky at 988 Confederation Street. He's always got some delicious things besides the Philly cheese steak going on down there. Active Ears Hearing Center from Christine Fiji. Thank you so much for your support. I'll be in touch with you soon, Christine. I know you sent me a message the other day. Hughes Intelligence, who are security specialists almost from day one, giving us support here as well. And definitely from day one, AG Event Graphics. Visit them online at askguy.ca. Also here in Signs SWO, a part of the AG Event Graphics group of companies. Thank you very much, Guy and Kevin and all the staff down there. Joe's Discount Tire. You need the tires. Another great way to support local too is Joe's Discount Tires. And our good friends down at Oswald's Diner, motorcycle enthusiasts as well, good friends of ours. Visit them and their multiple menus at oswalds.com. All right. Now, just a couple of things before I do want to talk about this for just a moment. Joan Armstrong, please let them know about CCMF. Well, you come on here and tell them about it. Let's do it that way. Motorcycles. Okay, so for those of you who watch the show regular, you know that I ride a motorcycle. My wife Jennifer rides. My son rides. And our friends at Oswald's are riders and big supporters of the motorcycle community. And we did a big group ride on the weekend. And we're gonna have art from Oswald's here in the future. Actually, we're gonna do a special production on motorcycle safety and cars and motorcycles working together on the road. There were a couple of frustrating moments in this ride. And Art's going to come on. We're gonna put something together and just to help you. If you've never ridden a motorcycle, it's different to understand, I guess, right? If you've ridden a motorcycle, you probably understand what we're going to talk about. And everybody's always in a hurry. I get it for the most part. And if you're out driving and you see a pack of motorcycles and you got 30, 40, 50, or 100 motorcycles or more, and you're stuck, I get it. You're like, oh, I gotta wait. But here's the thing. That's the best thing to do. Do not at all try to pass. If you want to pass a motorcycle, that's fine. When you've got a group of motorcycles, don't pass them. Just wait it out. And typically, the motorcycles are at least doing the speed limit, right? So they're probably not slowing you down unless you're, at a crossroad waiting to turn, etc. But it really, I mean, unless there's a 9-kilometer length of motorcycles, and even that wouldn't take more than 10 minutes of a wait, right? We did see some cars pass and then come into the pack in between motorcycles. And that is just so dangerous, not just for the guy or the gal on the motorcycle, but for the driver of the vehicle too. And chances are that's not just going to be one motorcycle, that could just cause so much trouble. And it's really frustrating as a rider sometimes when we see that happen. We already know getting on two wheels that we're not seen like a car is. But when there's a whole bunch of motorcycles, a great big pack of motorcycles, you can't really argue. If you don't see them, something's wrong. And there are times, I will say, when there's a whole pack going along and, you kind of just let them go through. Sometimes, I know there's probably a debate on this, but just let the pack of motorcycles have the right of way. It'll be over before you know it. It really doesn't take that long. And it's so much safer for everybody involved. So that's my, there, I did it. Was that a rant? That could be called a rant, a positive rant, I think. But that is my rant on that for today. As someone who rides, just be patient. Let the motorcycles, because we were doing a memorial run for somebody yesterday. That's what we were doing. And usually if we're riding in a group, there's some meaning behind it, usually something positive as well. So if you could just support what I'm saying and let the motorcycle packs go by, it'll be so much safer for everybody. We are, as I said, I'm not sure when. I'm going to talk to Art tomorrow, actually, on our Two-Wheel Tuesday ride with Oswald's. Pardon me. We're going to have Art here. He's been riding for, I don't know if I'm allowed to say because then I might be revealing his age. Anyway, a really super long time. And he's going to come here and kind of educate us on motorcycle safety, not just from the car side, but the motorcycles we got to be driving aware and riding safe too, right? So I'm not picking on one side here, but it's important to understand that and know that we're on the road. Speaking of which, I will be doing the Ride of Respect as I did last year. It was postponed. We'll be doing that on June 19th. That's coming up very quickly, right? So quickly, want to talk about Sarnia-Lambton Rebound. There are still got a few tickets left. They're only $100, and the draw date is June the 21st. Look at that beautiful Camaro. I wonder if Dave Brown would like that car. I know I'd like that car. Anita Manili said I could have it, but I had to buy a ticket and cross my fingers. So there you go. So that's coming up. Go to reboundonline.com to get your tickets for the Camaro. If there's any left, there was maybe like 30 left like a little while ago. So hopefully, hopefully they sold it out, quite honestly. But if you haven't got your ticket yet, now's the time to do that. All right, let's go to my first guest. He's always got lots to talk about. Glad to have him here. Dave Brown, welcome back, my friend.
Good afternoon, David. It's always a pleasure to join you here on the show.
Yeah. Would you like that car?
Oh my gosh. A North American made car like that. That's a muscle machine. Absolutely. Right. Who wouldn't want that? And your earlier talk about the bikes, I didn't view that as a rant at all. Summer is finally here. We're all eager to get out and do things. We need that reminder that, hey, we have to share the road. We have to take a double look and just to make sure everybody's safe. So that was my takeaway. It's just a friendly reminder that there's lots of us out there.
Yeah, and bicycles and people walking and the kids are out of school, all that stuff, right?
Absolutely.
So, thanks for that. Well, you've always got a lot going on. Like I said, you do always have lots to talk about because even regardless of the pandemic, you're keeping the things at United Way busy. What's the latest?
Well, we've got great friends with Top Shelf Canada. And I know Joshua Lyons and Adina Melanson. They're doing another promotion for United Ways Canada-wide. And as you see on the screen there, last year, as you know, and you helped promote for us, $1 from every bottle sold went to United Ways across Canada. This year, Joshua, I thought they'd do something a little bit different this year and really help support Canada Day and the United Way at the same time. And so he's got a new line of apparel. And you can see tank tops and hoodies and sweatshirts and hats and you name it, in a variety of colors, including Canada Day White and Canada Day Red. $5 from every purchase will be donated to the United Way in the city in which it was sold. So last year, I think your viewers helped us get to over $10,000 Canada-wide,
Nice.
of which over 2,000 is right here in Sarnia-Lambton. So I know a lot of your viewers would be interested in some of this apparel. I know a lot of United Way volunteers are. So we're just kicking off that campaign today, really. We started promoting it on Saturday. We're going to start promoting it on Facebook, and you know, what better place to really kick off the announcement than on the show with David Burrows with your 501 episode. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, well, like I said, it kind of snuck on me the other day. I was like, "Oh, yeah, that happened. All right, cool."
Yeah.
And you know, it's a part of this is really great. Like I said, last year, $1. Now that they're doing something to kind of ramp things up a little bit more with the merchandise and everything, and $5. I do like how, you know, like every United Way across Canada has an opportunity here.
Absolutely.
But we want to be number one here in Sarnia-Lambton.
Again, we want to be number one. Absolutely. And you can see the URL there, topshelfcanada.ca. Just follow the link to shop. Or you could go to the United Way webpage, and it's right there as well, which takes you directly to their shopping page. Order as many and whatever colors, whatever sizes you want. And, you know, we're just so grateful to Top Shelf Canada. Not only do they make an outstanding hot sauce, and I know you've had some, and a lot of your viewers have, they're launching some new products in the coming months. And so we're glad to be a part of that, and they're great friends. And what a great way to support the local community by supporting Top Shelf Canada and the United Way, not just in Sarnia but across Canada. So we're really excited about that. And you know, we've got other things that we're planning for this year's campaign, but this is certainly a great summer promotion to keep that word of you know, on the top of mind about the United Way.
Yeah, there you go. Josh, I got to get me some if you're watching, buddy. I need some more sauce. And now I got to get the apparel. And it's what a great idea to ramp things up.
Sure is.
Well, let's talk about the importance of this is, well, it's the money, right? Let's get right down to it. How is that situation for United Way right now?
Well, the money's coming in already for this year's campaign, which is typical. And we're slightly ahead of last year's pace, which is great. You know, we got a long ways to go by the end of the year. So we've got a lot of new things planned for this fall, which we'll be announcing during the summer and early in the fall. Some are strictly Sarnia-Lambton activities. And then there's one or two that's a national activity that we're really proud to be a part of. So we'll be talking about that. And, you know, the bottom line, though, is we want to make sure we get to everybody who donated, not only last year, but in previous years. And maybe they forgot or were in a position where they could not support us last year or the year before. Our focus going forward is going to be to really get those folks re-engaged, to realize that the community really does benefit from their donations. And as you know, we've changed our funding priorities a little bit this year. We're focusing more on from poverty to possibility. We know that the pandemic has been hard on a lot of people. Many have been struggling, but kept their heads above water before COVID, and now need that extra help. So we're focusing more money on that. We were very proud to be able to provide funding for our warming shelter at Walpole Island First Nations. We're funding a nutritious snack program through the River City Vineyard. I think we talked about that last time. Habitat for Humanity with their handyman, handywoman program, because as you know, I think we announced last month, we cannot run the Day of Caring this year for a second time.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that Habitat and their great group of staff and volunteers could pitch in where that void is now present. So we were able to fund them through our critical services grant as well. So lots of good things happening. And of course, St. Vincent de Paul, we just recently announced we're funding $20,000 for their food bank, not for typical canned goods and pastas and whatnot, but for some of those things that they need that you may not think about donating to a food bank.
Okay, like what?
Well, things like vitamins and things like diabetic supplies, you know, the Ensure drinks and that kind of thing. They're seeing an increased need in that kind of product.
Those expensive products. I know when Jennifer gets my vitamins home to me, she's like, you better take your vitamins because they're expensive. Yeah. And I'm diabetic too. I can relate to the cost of that. Absolutely.
So we're providing some funding for those kinds of products in their help center and food bank. So we're really glad to partner with those groups. And of course, we're in the process now of doing our entire community investment process. We're at the end of our third and final year of funding for the current agencies. So we've opened that up again for any for-profit organization in Sarnia-Lambton that's in good standing with CRA, that provides services that assist those in poverty, helping to promote kids and all that they can be. And of course, healthy people, strong communities. And that includes a lot of seniors programming and mental health and mental awareness. I know you've had Donna Martin on from the Family Counseling Center, which is just an unbelievable program. And she was telling me that they had, prior to the pandemic, about 14 months ago, they had 78 TelCheck clients. So these would be individuals who live alone. Maybe they're seniors, or maybe they have disabilities, no family here. Maybe they've had to go out of town for work and whatnot, but to get that one phone call a day, just to check in, make sure they're okay, talk about the weather, talk about those Blue Jays, remind them to take their medication and that kind of thing. But they had 78 people 14 months ago. Now they've got 183.
Yeah.
It's grown by that much. And thankfully, the United Way had successful campaigns, and we had a lot of donors really step up last year with our COVID-19 relief fund, and we were able to meet that need. So that's just one example of the 35 or 40 programs and services that are funded right here in Sarnia-Lambton with your donation.
Yeah, well, and a lot of these programs, even pre-pandemic at times, threatened by having to shut down. TelCheck has had its struggles, to keep it alive, pun intended. And and those phone calls, yes, I've had those conversations with multiple people on both sides, those that have been a part of giving the service and a part of receiving it. And we literally are talking about like life saving. Not just overcoming anxiety, depression, and being lonely. We used to just buy a cat or a dog for that. It's not that simple anymore. And like you say, just talking about the birds, like really is there's a connection that's important there, I guess, at the end of the day. And that's really kind of key, isn't it? What United Way and the board of directors, let's kind of give people an idea that might be interested in applying now. What are you looking for, and how do you kind of look at it?
Okay, the first thing that I would recommend anybody to do, two things. They could either call our office and talk to myself, or to Pamela Bodkin, and just have an off-the-record conversation to see where it goes. But you can also go to our website, and there's a form right there called the Letter of Intent. It's a Survey Monkey link where we ask 10 or 12 basic questions. And what we're trying to do there is mostly determine eligibility.
Right.
And once you get past that, then we open it up for a more detailed budget, more detailed specifics on what your goals and objectives are, and what specifically the program is, and what demographic are you hoping to help. But basically, it's any not-for-profit organization, again, in good standing with Revenue Canada, that provides some kind of programming that helps those in poverty. And it could be like food banks, it could be like warming shelters or homeless shelters, or anything like that. The second is all that kids can be. So any mentoring for children, maybe breakfast programs, maybe anything that's going to help children succeed. And then the third group is the healthy people, strong communities. And the strong communities piece is mental health, promoting inclusion, which is really big, helping to eliminate that feeling of depression and isolation. And healthy people, that's really where we're putting our seniors funding, where we want to keep seniors safe, healthy, and independent in their own homes for as long as possible. So that could be like Meals on Wheels type of program,
right?
Visiting, the TelCheck, that kind of thing.
But you want to avoid some duplication. Like I get the food bank would be a good example. It was like, well, I think into the Good Shepherd, or I think, other places first. So why do we need another food? But this was unique in the sense of those, the vitamins and the diabetic products, etc. So similar but different, right?
Yeah, and another good example of that is, I gave a lot of Sarnia examples. There may be food banks, or there may be call centers or transportation services outside the city of Sarnia, but within Lambton County. And we know when you live in rural Lambton, you may have different or bigger challenges.
Transportation.
Exactly, transportation. So, there may be, Petrolia or North Lambton, social service type of service needs out there. As long as you're within the boundaries of Lambton County, and obviously from Walpole Island all the way up to Grand Bend, all the way to just the other side of Watford. And again, give us a call or drop us an email. We're happy to talk to you and about seeing where it goes, or maybe even have a Zoom meeting or two. And
so you offer some guidance with this then?
Absolutely.
Not just like, hey, you're just fill out the form, we'll let you know.
Oh no, absolutely. We're not like CRA when they do your taxes.
Right.
We're more than happy to sit down and talk to you. And maybe if we can't help you, maybe we know somebody who can, or maybe there's ways that we can help. In addition to the funding, David, a lot of our agencies see the United Way funding as a stamp of approval. They can go to other funders and say, see, the United Way, with their very detailed process and 3-step volunteers, they review our budgets, they review our audit statements, they see the need for our programs and services, and they fund us. So you can too, or maybe you should too. So a lot of agencies do use that as legitimacy. That you know what, we are United Way funded. Not everybody can be, because we do have a lot of checks and balances in place, because we want to make sure that your donations are best used in areas for people who are most in need. Yeah.
Well, I think it's great that the doors have been opened again. And, especially right now, it's almost really ironically good timing, I guess, with everything.
It really is. Yes. And thank you for that opportunity.
Yeah. Okay. Moving forward. So we got Top Shelf, and we've got the doors are open right now. Any other type of fundraisers or what else is going on?
Right now, we're working behind the scenes, getting a lot of our mail ready, a lot of our direct mail. Some has gone out to some professional groups like doctors, lawyers, and some retail.
Right.
But we're getting ready now for the bigger mailing that goes out to retirees and those people who may have given through the mail or given online in past years. So we're doing that. We're also really excited to announce that we're going to be having in July a brand new website, all with state-of-the-art software.
Nice.
Really engaging donors and volunteers. Thankfully, Enbridge Pipeline has funded the cost of that website for us. So Enbridge and their employees and their retirees and even their families have been big supporters of United Way over the years. And they're really stepping up, and they're paying for this cost as well. It's being done locally by a local group out of Wyoming, CR Creative. And we're excited to work with them. It'll also have an e-commerce portal, so that if you're at Imperial Oil and you're having your Imperial Oil grab-and-go lunches, you can buy them through our website. And everything is touchless, cashless. If we have our Dante Club meals again, which we're hoping to have in October, November, again, you order those through the website, you pay for them, and then you just pick them up. Does the drone come by and pick it up and take it down?
I'd
love to say that, because I own a couple of stocks in a small drone company. So I'd love to say yes, but we're not there yet, but almost.
Yeah, no, that's great though. But that's technology, right? So it's and that's another thing I've always noticed about the United Way too. They're always evolving, always really keeping up with the times. It's not it's a local board of directors, it's local people that live here and know what's going on and really understand the feeling of the community of Sarnia-Lambton. So that's great. Dave, thanks so much. As always, good to see you. And let's hook up. I know we got some other stuff we want to talk about.
Absolutely.
So let's hook up this week. And any final thoughts before I let you run away?
Just that, thanks to you and thanks to all your viewers. I know your viewers, a lot of people do a lot of things for United Way, and they often think, it's insignificant. They're raising $2 million, whatever. No. Everything that anybody does is significant, whether it's liking a post or sharing a post or leaving a positive comment or talking about it at the water fountain. All of that plays a key role in our overall success. And so I'm really proud to be a part of this community that does that kind of thing.
Couldn't agree with you anymore. Well said, my friend. Dave, thanks so much for being here, and we'll be talking to you soon, my friend.
Always a pleasure.
Dave Brown, Executive Director for United Way Sarnia-Lambton. Always, he's got lots going on, right? They're keeping up with the times and adjusting and keeping the funds rolling. And thankfully, because of all of you who are watching and so many community partners that help out with that. And of course, we were talking about Top Shelf Canada, and you can go to their website, topshelfcanada.ca, to get your sauce and to get your merchandise, and $5 from each order going to support the United Way across Canada, right? So we want to be number one here, though, in Sarnia-Lambton. We want to get the most money. We're being greedy. We want the most money. So go to topshelfcanada.ca to get that. And Josh, I got to get in touch with you. I need some more sauce, and we'll maybe need to have him back on the show here as well to get an update. And thanks again to Dave Brown from United Way. All right, we're going to go. This trip is going to take us to another part of the planet. And I'm really excited to have my next guest here, Jolene Morrison. Hello, Jolene. Thanks for joining me here.
Hi. Sorry.
Well, got to find that mute button, right? And how long do you do that before you go into panic mode? Oh, crap, I can't find it.
I've been in panic mode all day about this. I'm not a good public speaker. Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm the only guy with a tie here. Don't worry about it. Welcome to the show, Jolene. And you're doing fine. You just smile and laugh. That's all you got to do, right? Yeah. Except we do want to hear your story, Jolene. I know this is a very near and dear to your heart, what we're going to talk about here. So I know the story, but kind of give the background here and where you're headed next.
So my family and I are going to Ukraine, hopefully, actually, sometime in the next 6 to 8 weeks, because things have been progressing very quickly. This has been I'm going to say, over 10-year journey, because we first started to pursue this when our first daughter was born. Right. But there are a lot of rules. Every different country has different stipulations on what allows you to adopt or what criteria you have to hit. So you're going to adopt a special needs child, and you've been approved for one, but you're hoping when you get there there'll be a second. Is that right? Yeah. So in Ontario, they're very specific about the process. Whereas like in the States, you see a lot of families that come back with multiple children that are not related. In Ontario, you can only bring back more than one if they're biologically related. So, because so we have a background in fostering here in Sarnia-Lambton, and we know the importance of keeping siblings together. So we figured, on the off chance that they might have a sibling, we wouldn't want to leave them behind. So that makes sense. Well, right. That's pretty obvious sense, right, in that there. And really interesting. We had a foster group here last week that was talking about, they're trying to get more people involved in fostering. And this is, so let me ask you this question. You've probably had this before. Why the Ukraine? Why not look locally? So we did look locally. We called multiple agencies across Canada because we originally started out wanting to adopt a child with Down syndrome. But fortunately in Canada, our services, the supports, the medical care available to us, it's very, very, very rare. I only came across one agency that had ever placed a child with Down syndrome. Why is that? Pardon? Why is that? Just because we have great health care. And there's families that have children born to them with Down syndrome or even other special needs, we have the health care, we have the community supports. It's not as much of a burden on them as it would be in, say, in a poorer country like Ukraine. And we actually chose Ukraine because we already have 3 biological children, and there are a lot of countries that's the max. Like if you have 2 or more children, you don't qualify. And Ukraine doesn't have any particular rules on how many children you have. So that was one of the reasons. Lots to learn in this process, I'm sure. I'm still learning. Right. And when they get back here, you'll be learning more. This is a challenge, right? I mean, not just the process of getting to where you are right now and getting ready to go, but I mean, to have a special needs child who's going to have their challenges is going to bring on those challenges to you and your family. So obviously, you and your partner have had the discussion, but what about a discussion with your children? We have very openly discussed this on many occasions. And having had my children exposed to the foster care system, they've seen the effects of trauma and separation from your family. So we've tried to always be open about those conversations, what we might expect, what we might see. And they're very on board. And that's part of the reason we waited this long, is because they should be able to have a voice in what we're doing, because it will affect them for the rest of their lives. So
I couldn't agree with you more. I think it was a great choice. And timing's everything at a lot of times, right? So this feels like the right time. And you say, so, okay, so you've got through the process, you're going, and are you and your husband like still working through all of this pandemic thing?
Yes, my husband has been working full time. I've actually, I want to say maybe 3 months ago, I got a job as well. Right before they decided to close the schools.
Okay.
So it's been a little bit of a juggling act.
Sure.
And I also finished up schooling at Lambton as well. So it's definitely been.
What did you take at Lambton?
Sterile processing.
Okay, very good. So you got, okay, let me add this all up here, Jolene, because I'm a busy guy, right? And I'm going, okay, so we got mom and dad are working, and there's 3 kids, plus there was school in there, and now there's going to be 2 more into all of this. And wow, like you got all this time. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you're going to be super busy.
I thrive on chaos.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. Yeah. But you need the money though. Money's got to play a big role in all of this, right? So like
it does.
To just travel. Yeah.
Well, we are bringing all 3 of our children.
Oh, wow.
One, because we think that it's incredible. It's a learning experience. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. And we want all of our children to be able to keep that culture for these children.
Yeah.
When we come back, right? Like that is where they came from. We want all of us to know where they came from, and to even meet them in the orphanage, right? You have to have that initial click, that initial bond, and we want them to be able to have a say in that as well.
Yeah, they're part of the process, and it's like
it's going
to affect them, and it's a family thing. And sign me, I want to go. Like
I'll tuck you in my suitcase.
Really? Okay, all right. I'll let my wife know when I'm gone for. How long would we be gone for? How long is this? Are you?
Typically it's 6 to 8 weeks. It can be.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a pretty big commitment. And it's taken a lot of coordinating, a lot of support from our family.
What about your jobs? Are they supporting you? They must be supporting you.
Absolutely. So my husband will actually still be working when we're there.
Okay. Online.
Yeah. So I think there's an 8-hour time difference. So he'll be working 3 to 11. I feel bad for him, but
do you really?
Do what you got to do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and then your job, they're like, yeah, just go.
Yeah, I've given them notice, and I didn't work I only work 2 days a week, so
okay.
It's not.
You work way more than that because you've got 3 children.
Well, that's a different job.
Right, I got you. Yeah. So, but you still need some money with all of this, right? So you obviously worked hard at saving your own pennies and stuff put together.
Yeah.
But I know that right now there is a fundraiser that's on right now, right? With Call the Chef. Yes. And this is on till, I think, Wednesday, right? June the 9th.
On the 9th, yeah.
Order. Yeah. So can you talk about what this is?
So I reached out to Vanessa with Call the Chef, and she has I believe she said a Russian Ukrainian background herself. So she was really into helping our family come up kind of with a meal kit that might reflect some Ukrainian dishes. So she came up with the chicken Kiev and pasta. And I'm a huge fan of local. Any raffles or any fundraising that I've done personally with my family, I've tried to make it as local as possible. So this is double whammy for us.
Right. So $10 out of every one of these kits then is being donated to you
to our family and our trip.
Your family. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. And the Call the Chef, I'm a little partial. I eat a lot of the Call the Chef, but it really is delicious. And we've done some videos on me cooking with a little guidance from my wife, but I still take all the credit. And really, if I can do it, anybody really can do it. And
yeah, she does a great job providing all the instructions, all the ingredients, right down to like olive oil and herbs and all that kind of stuff.
The beer part is my favorite. I'm not gonna lie, but local beer in there as well, which is great. And so this is available for curbside pickup on Friday, June the 11th, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Between
Great.
2 and 6.
And they just email you here. We've got it on the screen. Is that the right?
Yep.
Email?
Going to Ukraine@gmail.com, or anyone's welcome to call or text me.
Okay, I've got your other email, jcomley@live.ca.
That also works too. It all goes to the same person.
Whoops. Okay.
It's okay. On our little post there, we have going to Ukraine.
Okay, very good.
gmail.com.
Right. We'll post that after the show as well. I think this is really great. Like I not just anybody can do this. I hope you understand. Like you realize that, right? That not just you're a super. You and your partner are super. You got capes on or something, right? Because this is like a super big deal, right? No, like I think anybody watching would be like sweating, going, "Wow, good for you."
I'm looking forward to being in country, because I've been told that once you're in country, the facilitators are the ones that do the paperwork for you. And right now, I'm buried in paperwork.
Right. Oh my goodness.
So
now, and then what? So when you get there, like, is there a welcoming committee of sort? Like, are you meeting somebody like at the airport? Will you be welcomed, or do you just go straight somewhere? Or how does that work?
So we work with CARC, an adoption agency out of Toronto. And they provide us with a facilitator in country.
Mm-hmm.
So our facilitator helps us, greets us when we get off the plane. They help us coordinate an Airbnb or like an apartment. And they'll help guide us to, wherever the Canadian embassy is. If we have any questions about where to eat, right? Any help with any language barrier stuff, then they're.
I was going to say the language. Do you have to learn some of that?
I have been on Duolingo, and it is, when you're a child, it is much easier to learn a different language. My kids pick it up like that, and I'm still
They're teaching you.
Yeah, I'm still stuck on cat and tea.
Oh, wow.
So,
but at the end of the day, it's really going to be, you're helping somebody else to change and impact their life. It's really likely going to impact your lives as well, probably in ways you don't even know yet. And the whole experience, and just everybody involved is going to win out of this, right? So so far it's been really great. There's a lot of community support. People I don't know in different organizations, come up saying, "Hey, I've heard this. Did you know about these resources?" I've had Tana from Special Olympics Sarnia. She's awesome.
Yeah, I've been speaking to her, and I've learned so much that I didn't know about the Special Olympics Sarnia and pathways, and there's so many resources to bring a child with needs home to. So I'm pretty excited to have that extended family, I guess. That support. Yeah. Well, a great way to put it, extended family. And honestly, Tana is all about that support, and she gets it, and you're in good hands there with Tana and her family. So that's great. You made that connection. I thank you so much for coming by and sharing this story here today. And I'm, I know we don't really know each other, but I really want to say I'm proud of you and your family for taking this on. Thank you. And I want to follow up. Maybe we'll have all the kids back here, or we'll have a big party somewhere, I don't know, or whatever. But we'd like to follow up with you and see how things went and how things are going. And you're welcome back to come and share that story. I appreciate that. I say, if you want to follow us, I've kind of done a Facebook page. I'm not very techie. But it's called The Morrisons Do Ukraine. We've got kind of some updates going on there, some other fundraising attempts, and just keeping everyone informed in the loop that's close to us and part of that extended family. So great idea. I'll check it out. And if you need any help with that,
ask me. I'll help you with that. Okay, I promise.
All right.
I'll help you out with that. We'll get that.
I appreciate that.
Jolene, thanks so much. Before I let my guests go, I always want to give you any final thoughts.
To me, you said?
Yeah,
Sorry?
and any final thoughts before I let you go?
It was great to be on the show, and I didn't pass out.
Now would be a good time for that glass of wine if you do that, right? There you go. So there you go. Jolene, all the best to you and your family. We'll look forward to having you back for an update.
Thank you, David.
You're welcome. Jolene, she's smiling the whole time, so she did just fine. So thank you, Jolene. That's all you got to really do. And once people get talking about what they're passionate about and their love, they forget the cameras there. So Jolene, you did just fine. But what a great thing that they're taking on, and we can do our part to support this family that is supporting another family by ordering online. Simply go here to her. We'll put a different. It all goes to the same place, she said. But order this from Call the Chef. $10 from every meal kit is going to the family to support them and help fund them. And if you want to know more, you can email, or maybe you just want to make a donation and help them out. I'm sure they would, take that into arms as well. So what a great story. I'm really looking forward to having them back and seeing how the trip went. And no, they're 6 to 8 weeks, so it'll be some time before we have her back. But we can do our part to give them support as well. So thanks again, Jolene. And thanks, of course, as always, to my guest, Dave Brown, who stopped by to give us an update of what's going on there in the United Way world, if you will, and of course Top Shelf Canada giving their support again as well. I do want to remind everybody the Ride of Respect, which happened last year. We did a 50-kilometer motorcycle ride through the city, will be happening again on June the 19th. If you'd like to know more, you can go to rideofrespect.ca, and as that gets closer, we'll be filling you more in. But it will be happening on Saturday, June the 19th. So keep an eye out that day for the motorcycles, and keep an eye out for the motorcycles anyway. And we'll look forward to having Art Shura from Oswald's Diner here to educate us on some motorcycle safety here on the show. Thank you so much, by the way, for being here. And LinkedIn Live, thank you so much for now approving and allowing us to be going live. I'm going to go watch it. I don't know if it's going to look any different over there than over here, but I'm going to go see what it looks like, because I don't even know. All right. That's all the time I got for you this week, everybody. Have a great week and an even better weekend. I will see you next time right here on the show. Bye-bye for now.